One of the Isekai anime I took a look at in the fall 2025 season was My Status as an Assassin Obviously Exceeds the Heroes, or for short, My Status as an Assassin. This one was much more conventional in terms of an Isekai anime, but it handled its characterization and world building, I think, much more reasonably than the other show I watched that time. The series follows Akira Oda, a high school student who ends up in a magical world when his high school class is transported from their classroom to a magical realm. There they are told by the king that they are the world's greatest chance to defeat the Demon Lord. However, he suspects something's not entirely right about this. So, he decides to, since he has the class of assassin, use his stealth abilities to investigate, and he learns that the king and his daughter are up to no good. Now, rather than accepting what's going on in the world at face value, he decides to release some of the magical curses on his classmates that bind them to the king's will, and then heads out on his own to find out what's really going on. In the process, he falls in love with an elven princess, Emilia, because of course he does, and which this adds one of our two different senses of tension to the plot. In the first, Akira has a mother and sister back in our world, and because his mother is frequently ill, he takes on a lot of part-time jobs to cover the bill, so he needs to get back. And potentially soon, because he doesn't know how long it takes or time goes between the two worlds. But he's fallen for someone from this world, and he's got to juggle that. Second, Akira has never killed before. And in a more realistic aspect of this story from other isekai, he's very hesitant to change that now. The problem is, at first, he's an assassin. He's kind of expected by a lot of people to be able to kill, because that's his class/job. Second, is he's kind of used to the justice system of our world, where theoretically people in positions of power authority are supposed to be held to account and can be incarcerated and ultimately end up giving restorative or retributive, but not necessarily redemptive, justice to their victims without necessarily having to be put to death. Yes, Japan has the death penalty, but it's not applied as heavily as, say, it is in the United States. And again, he's a teenager, so he's not necessarily familiar with the ways that equity based on social class or ethnicity does not come up in criminal justice systems, no matter what country you're in. Honestly, this is a breath of fresh air in a lot of respects. So few isekai anime consider the possibility of the main character wanting to return to their homeworld, never mind the protagonists seeking to do so actively. This includes excludes series where the main character reincarnates or otherwise dies in our world before being brought into the fantasy one. Additionally, a lot of anime in this genre have protagonists who ultimately are comfortable killing without hesitation, including not just monsters, but human beings, despite never having killed anything before, not even hunting. Having a series where the character hesitates and even refrains from killing a person who will talk to them, even when that person is actively trying to kill them, is a wonderful change. Even better, the series is gorgeously animated. The animation style feels like it evokes a lot of the animation from fantasy series from the 80s and 90s, while still being a modern Digipaint show. This is helped by the show being animated by Sunrise, who haven't really done that much fantasy anime, but they have a really strong track record for anime in general, and they show what they're capable of here when they step outside of their usual framework of, mechas and science fiction stuff. The fights are gorgeous, the characters look great, and the environments have an excellent sense of mood and atmosphere. It's a really big visual break from a lot of other isekai series where they kind of feel similar. Now, My Status as an Assassin is currently available for streaming on Crunchyroll, and I'm really hoping this gets a second season, as if it maintains the same level of quality. I'd honestly love to see more of this.
Thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed the show, please like and subscribe, and also consider backing my Patreon. Patreon backers get episodes up to 1 week early of this show and any future Let's Plays. Also, please consider backing my Ko-fi. Tossing me a few bucks also helps support the show, and it's not a monthly obligation or anything like that.